This is Izzy here coming to you with my review for Toy Story 4. I just got out of the movie theater from catching it, and it is 12:54 in the morning. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the review. Toy Story 4 is the sequel to Toy Story 3, well, the Toy Story franchise in totality. I was one of those fans who grew up watching Toy Story when I was a little kid. And it's a story that's very near and dear to my heart due to the fact that I had a lot of toys growing up, and Toy Story just provides that beautiful and pure escapism that is necessary when it comes to going to a cinematic production and you're just watching the story unfold, and it's just such a heartwarming, exciting story to behold. I was one of those people who felt that there was no way that you could continue the story after Toy Story 3 since it was such a perfect ending and they could have ended it right there. But Toy Story 4, they have managed to create a wonderful and successful story that is just as good, if not better, than Toy Story 3. I can't stress enough just how much I enjoyed this storyline. It's still perfect from beginning to end. There was never any moments where I felt bored from what was going on. And I have to say, with this film being the way it is, it's really hard to try to pinpoint, at least from my perspective, if it's truly better than 3, better than 2, or better than 1. That's the wonderful thing about these series of films now is there have been many instances when it comes to a sequel that should have been, where a series, how can I put this, when a certain film or films overall, there's more than one of them, and then you maybe have the first one that's excellent, you have the second one that's pretty good, you have the third one that's kind of and then they try to force a fourth one. Well, in this instance, there's not a series of films where it's better than the other, in my opinion. They all have their strengths, and they all present a very unique and beautiful message that Disney and Pixar has been very known for in terms of their production values, in terms of the stories that they're attempting to convey. And Toy Story 4, while it doesn't necessarily tread new ground as far as the visuals are concerned, it does still contain the important message, or messages, if you will, that Disney and Pixar have been known for. Toy Story 4 is still a very familiar formulaic storyline, so it's not necessarily to the point of, oh wow, this is brand new, oh wow, I've never seen this before. It's still very much the same story with the same characters, but it still feels fresh, if that makes any sense. Toy Story 4 follows the journey of Woody and the gang more or less being separated to a degree, and Bonnie going through the struggles of a new student in kindergarten. She creates a new toy with a spork, and is known as Sporky. Forky is one of my favorite parts of the film. He's one of my favorite characters. I have never laughed so hard in my life. Just his interactions and his dialogue and how he was reacting to his new environment just made everything. That's when I knew that I was watching something special, that it didn't feel forced, that the humor was actually genuine and natural, and it flowed perfectly. Because like I said, I've never laughed so hard in my life when it comes to his character. He was just so fun and animated, and I loved every single scene with him. He's one of the many highlights of the film. You have Keanu Reeves, who plays Duke Kaboom, the Canadian stuntman toy driver, and he was perfect as well. This is the year of Keanu Reeves, and his animated expressions and his deadpan delivery it really makes Duke Kaboom such a great addition to the story. So I'm really hoping in the future that we get a spin-off film with Duke Kaboom, or even Forky, or even Duke Kaboom and Forky together, because that would just make my dream. I mean, that would literally make my day, make my night, and I truly could not get enough of them. I wanted to see more of them. I would have loved Toy Story 4 to have just been Forky and Duke Kaboom. I can't stress enough how amazing they were. Tom Hanks as Woody did an amazing job. He provides a lot of the more emotional backbone to the story. Tim Allen, you don't really see much of Buzz Lightyear, and what you do is he's more or less provided some more exposition to the story. Overall, I enjoyed Toy Story 4. I really did. It's a beautiful, heartfelt, heartwarming film. I mean, it really is. It has all the elements that you can imagine when it comes to certain film genres. You know, there's a lot of humor, there's drama, there's a little bit of romance, and much to my surprise, there is some horror in there. I mean, I never would have thought that a Disney Pixar production would incorporate some creepy horror aspects to their film. And while I've never been truly creeped out or scared of puppets or clowns by any, or even dolls, for they have managed to make dolls very creepy in this film, and that's what comes as a surprise. There is this, when they show up, it's very menacing, and they managed to do that quite well. Key and Peele did do an amazing job as a plush toys characters at the carnival. I've always enjoyed the work of Key and Peele. They were funny as well. Their interactions with the rest of the toys are clever and well written, but they don't top Forky and Duke Kaboom. I like I said, I love Key and Peele, but they just don't top Forky and Duke Kaboom. They just honest to God, they don't. Toy Story 4 also is a lot more. There's a lot more sadder and emotional themes to the film, and I will say, as I was watching it, as it progressed towards the end, it really got very emotional. I found myself getting misty-eyed afterwards, and I didn't bawl or anything, but it was still quite sad. I found myself tearing up and having a single tear stream down my cheek. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but either way, it was still a great film. It was very fun, and it provided the necessary escapism that we've all come to expect when we're going to a movie theater and we don't necessarily want to think about the problems that we're facing, so we go watch a film like Toy Story 4 and we completely forget about whatever issues that may be plaguing our minds, and Toy Story 4 just does exactly that. These are characters that we have grown up with. These are toys that we have grown up with, and it almost, when I was a kid, I used to think about the idea of my toys coming to life when I wasn't around, or even when I was around. And it just takes such a wonderful imagination and a creative crew to come up with a story of this magnitude, and to be able to say, you know what would it be like if these toys came to life, and we could craft a story out of it. And it just does a brilliant job. It manages to tie everything up. All loose ends are confirmed, and there's nothing. I feel like there's nothing left to be told as far as the toys, like as far as Buzz Lightyear, Woody, Bo Peep, and Rex, Ham, Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head. There's really nothing left to say. Their stories have been told, and their stories have been completed. So there's really no. Now it's best, from my perspective, to just go ahead and focus on spin-off films. Because if they do a spin-off film of Forky or even Duke Kaboom, I'm totally there for that. I am game. I will be there opening night for those particular films. Honest to God, I will be. With that, Toy Story 4, amazing, entertaining, beautiful, heartfelt, emotional, funny, has a little bit of scariness in there. I can't stress enough how much I recommend it. So with that said, I hope everybody does get a chance to go see it. I apologize for not doing this review a little bit sooner. Things have been pretty busy in my neck of the woods as far as my work schedule is concerned. It's just been it's been kind of difficult to catch a film and then do a review with my schedule being the way it is. But I'm getting there, my friends, so please continue to be patient with me. Thank you for the continued support. Once again, Toy Story 4 receives an enthusiastic 2 thumbs up if you're something film critic. Go see it. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Provide a like. Let me know on my Facebook what you think. The link is there. The next review will definitely be Spider-Man Far From Home when I do get a chance to watch that. I'm most likely going to catch that opening day. And afterwards, the next review will obviously be The Lion King, the reimagining of the Disney classic. With that said, I hope everybody continues to be safe, be well, have a safe 4th of July, and once again, I hope to hear from you guys soon as far as the Toy Story review is concerned. Take care, and peace out, my friends.